Doctors meeting here in Baltimore this week, in fact, revealed new research showing how mobile devices might play a role. Jeff Abel explains that link. Jeff?
Well, you know, doctors have known for decades that wireless devices produce radiation, but this research looks at what it could be doing to our children. You know, wireless phones are all around us everywhere. In fact, the latest numbers show 73% of teenagers now have smartphones. Of course, those are the phones that access the internet. However, 15% of kids have older flip phones. And even though those phones cannot access the internet, they still produce radiation. Now, Yale's top OBGYN says your phone can even affect your unborn baby.
I think we need to warn people to keep their cell phones away from their abdomen, keep their cell phones away from their unborn baby if we want that baby's brain to develop normally and that child not to have behavioral problems later in life.
Dr. Taylor also found that infants and children whose brains were exposed to cell phone radiation were more likely to have behavioral issues. Coming up tonight on the news at 10, another study examining the possible link between cell phone use and autism. Jeff Abel, Fox 45 News.
For years, we have heard of a possible link between cell phone use and cancer. Well, now this week, researchers here in Baltimore say the evidence is clear and children are more at risk. WJZ's live Amy Yency with more on these disturbing findings. Amy?
And Denise, the studies just don't tie it to cancer. It also ties it to a slew of health issues. That's why experts are now saying expecting mothers need to be extra careful. Cell phones are part of our everyday lives and a cause for concern for researchers who see them as a health risk, especially for infants and children.
The weight of the evidence is clear. Cell phones do cause brain cancer.
Dr. Deborah Davis says the young brain absorbs twice as much radiation as an adult. Doctors and scientists from across the country taking on this issue during a pediatric conference at the Baltimore Convention Center. Panelists also finding a connection between exposure to cell phone radiation and other health issues.
There's a correlation between cell phone use in pregnancy and behavioral problems in their children.
These devices are really stressing and straining our family relationships because the average mom or dad will check their phone 60 to 110 times a day.
Doctors say the infant brain, even while in the womb, is especially vulnerable.
Keep the phone away from the abdomen, especially toward the end of pregnancy.
Experts say holding your phone even a few inches away can lower risk. They recommend using headsets, and when you're not on your phone, keep it as far away from you as possible.
So we're getting like a triple, quadruple whammy between the biological effects, the psychological effects, and the brainwave effects.
Effects that may not be completely avoidable in a high-tech world. And some of the doctors say the U.S. is lagging behind other countries throughout the world when it comes to research and prevention. Reporting live, Amy Yency, WJZ Eyewitness News. Back to you, Denise.
All right, thank you, Amy. The Environmental Health Trust is calling on cell phone manufacturers and wireless providers to help fund research on how to treat and prevent exposure to radiation.